Hi everyone, this is Brian Hayes, and today I want to talk about the correct procedure to put a reed on a saxophone mouthpiece. We start with the neck. I've got my alto saxophone neck here. The very first thing we do is we put a smear of cork grease all the way around the cork at the end of the neck. That allows us to easily slide our mouthpiece on without tearing the cork. We now grab our mouthpiece and we twist the mouthpiece on. We turn it on to the cork on the end of the neck. Notice I'm just rotating that clockwise, and then we've got our mouthpiece on our neck. To take it off, we do exactly the same. For me, I just keep turning it clockwise and pulling it apart. That's really a very important point. A lot of people just push the mouthpiece in on dry cork. It's a recipe for disaster. So we twist the mouthpiece on in a clockwise direction. Now, importantly, if you're going to sit when you're playing the saxophone, the alto, tenor or baritone, your saxophone is going to be resting over on your right-hand side. So in order to be able to play comfortable without having to have your head twisted over, it's important to align the mouthpiece in a way that is going to let you have your sax on your right-hand side without too much leaning of your head. So for me, on an angle something like that, you'll notice that that's off-center. If you look down here, you'll notice I've got the mouthpiece twisted in a clockwise direction because I'm going to have my saxophone coming out over here. Okay, so now we've got our mouthpiece on our neck. The very next thing to do is put your ligature on. This is absolutely important. So many players attempt to put their reed on next, juggle that there and then hold it in a bit of a strange sort of way and then slide the ligature over that. The sharp edge of the ligature is like a knife ready to cut the tip of your reed should for any reason you miscue that. Don't risk it. Put your ligature on your mouthpiece. I've got a Rovner Platinum ligature here. These are absolutely fantastic. But it's the same concept with any ligature. So slide the ligature on. Now grab your reed. In this case, this is a Barry USA synthetic reed, but it's exactly the same process whether you're playing cane or any form of synthetic reed. So now we have to do a bit of a two-hand dance here. With our left hand, we slide the ligature up so that there's a good opening between the pads of the ligature and where we want to slide the reed under. So we now slide the reed under the gap in the ligature between the mouthpiece and the ligature. And the beauty of this is at no time are we touching the tip of the reed. Once we've got the reed lined up, we pull the ligature back. Now this is a Mayer 6M hard rubber mouthpiece. Most mouthpieces will have, like the Mayer, a line etched in the mouthpiece. You can see it here. See the little gold line etched in there? That's an indicator of where the front of the ligature should be aligned to. Somewhere near that etching on the side of the mouthpiece. So here I'll just adjust that so that that mouthpiece and the ligature is lined up to approximately that line. On the ligature then, it's important to balance the left and right connections so that they are symmetrical. So you don't want one side of the ligature attached to further over on the reed than the other. And on the Rovner, it's a single screw. So now I've got, if you have a close look there, I've got the left and right pads of the ligature where they connect on the reed evenly matched. I've got the front of the ligature in line with the etching on the mouthpiece, the indicator mark on the mouthpiece. And I've got the tip of the reed in line with the tip of the mouthpiece when I'm looking at it from the underside. So when I'm looking at it this way, the tip of the mouthpiece is lined up with the tip of the reed. At that point in time, I'm confident that we're ready to play. A good, clean, strong sound, and it feels perfect when I'm blowing it. So that's the order of events. I hope you've learned something new here today. Perhaps you've been putting your reed on incorrectly for many, many years. Bye for now.